There is someone out there right now who is waking up with one goal: to hire you to build their dream life because you were too afraid to build your own. They want your time, they want your energy, and they want your health. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop being their target and start being your own architect. But fair warning, the truth I'm about to tell you is exactly what they hope you never find out. Stop lying to yourself. You aren't waiting for the right time. You're just scared. You're scared that if you actually try, you might fail. But here is the brutal truth. If you stay exactly where you are, you've already failed. If you can't handle 10 minutes of truth, you definitely can't handle the life you claim you want. If you're ready to stop being a passenger in your own life, listen closely. The architect of your own reality. Friends, let's be honest, the world does not owe you a seat at the table. We often walk through life waiting for a hand to reach out and pull us up, but the truth is much colder. Today, we are going to talk about the brutal reality of survival and the path to true independence. 1. Your health is your only real asset. Take care of your body and your mind with a sense of urgency. If your health fails, the world will not stop to wait for you. The gears of society will keep turning, the market will keep moving, and you will be left behind in the dust of what could have been. You cannot build an empire from a hospital bed. Treat your vitality as the foundation of every dream you have. 2. Build your dream or build someone else's. There is no middle ground. If you don't spend your days architecting your own vision, you will inevitably be recruited to lay bricks for someone else's. Someone out there is waking up right now with a plan to hire you to make their dreams come true. If that thought doesn't keep you up at night, nothing will. Own your time, or someone else will buy it from you at a discount. 3. The power of silence. Do your work quietly. There is a specific kind of poison that comes from announcing your goals. It provides a cheap hit of dopamine that tricks your brain into thinking you've already won. Work in the shadows. Don't give people the chance to talk you out of your greatness or throw salt on your progress. Let your success be the noise that wakes up your critics. 4. Stop mourning the past. Do not regret the years you've spent or the mistakes you've made. That time is a sunk cost. If you spent 5 years in the wrong direction, don't spend a 6th year trying to justify it. Take the data, learn the lesson, and pivot immediately. The only thing worse than a wasted past is a wasted future. 5. Radical self-improvement. Here is the hard truth. No one cares about you as much as you do. People are the protagonists of their own stories, not yours. Instead of being offended by this, find freedom in it. If no one is watching, you are free to fail, free to learn, and free to improve every single day. Stop looking for external validation and start looking for internal growth. 6. Curate the noise. Ignore the advice you don't like. Most people give advice based on their own fears, limitations, and safe experiences. If someone hasn't built what you want to build, their warnings are just noise. Trust your gut and filter out the voices that try to shrink your ambition to fit their comfort zone. 7. Mastery of the mind. Control your emotions, or they will control your bank account, your relationships, and your future. The mind is the ultimate command center. When you feel anger, use it as fuel. When you feel fear, use it as a compass. If you can master the space between a stimulus and your response, you can master anything in this world. 8. Turn envy into mentorship. Finally, when you find someone better than you, do not let jealousy rot your heart. Hate is a sign of weakness. Curiosity is a sign of power. Example: if you see a competitor with a more successful business, don't look for their flaws. Invite them to coffee. Example: if a colleague is promoted over you, don't complain to the water cooler. Ask them, what did you see that I missed? Befriend the giants. Learn their habits. Use their ceiling as your floor. The world moves for those who move themselves. Stay quiet, stay healthy, and keep building. The Silent Revolution, a manifesto for the self-made. We live in a world that is addicted to comfort and obsessed with being seen. But if you want a life that others only dream of, you have to do the things that others are too soft to do. You have to become the master of your own internal ecosystem. The brutal reality of vitality. We start with the vessel, your health. Understand that your body is the only thing you truly own. Money can be stolen, reputations can be tarnished, but your physical and mental strength is your primary engine. If you neglect your sleep, your nutrition, or your mental clarity, you are sabotaging your own mission. Imagine a race car driver who spends millions on the car, but puts cheap fuel in the tank and never changes the oil. That is what you are doing when you prioritize the grind over your health. If you break down, the world won't pause. Your competitors will pass your wreckage without a second glance. Health isn't a luxury, it is your ultimate competitive advantage. The war for ownership. Let's talk about your dream life. Most people think a dream life is something that happens to you, a stroke of luck, or a win in the lottery. It's not. It is a construction project. If you do not wake up every day with a blueprint for your own empire, you are essentially walking onto a construction site and asking, "Who can I carry bricks for?" And make no mistake, someone will be happy to hand you a heavy load. They will pay you just enough to keep you coming back, but never enough to let you quit. If you aren't the CEO of your own destiny, you are a line item in someone else's budget. Decide today, are you the architect or are you the tool? The strategy of ghosting the world. There is a profound power in working in the dark. We live in an era of performative productivity, where people post pictures of their coffee and their laptops more than they actually work. Stop telling people what you are going to do. When you tell someone your big plans, your brain releases a chemical reward that makes you feel like you've already achieved it. It saps your hunger. Moreover, the world is full of happiness spoilers, people who are so miserable in their own stagnant lives that they will subconsciously try to pull you back down. Work so quietly that your progress confuses them. Let your results be the first time they hear about your plans, converting regret into fuel. Stop looking in the rearview mirror. You cannot drive forward if you are staring at where you've been. Maybe you wasted your 20s. Maybe you lost money on a bad investment. Maybe you stayed in a toxic relationship too long. So what? The past is a graveyard. Don't set up camp there. Every mistake you've made is actually a high-priced tuition fee you've paid to the University of Life. You've already paid the price. Now, for heaven's sake, take the lesson. Move forward with the wisdom of someone who has been through the fire. The freedom of being ignored. It sounds harsh to say no one cares about you, but it is the most liberating sentence you will ever hear. It means the pressure is off. Most of your fears are based on what people might think, but those people are too busy worrying about what you think of them to actually judge you. When you realize that no one is coming to save you, and no one is watching your every move, you are finally free to experiment. You are free to fail. You are free to be obsessed. Improve 1% every day. That is the only math that matters. Compound interest applies to your character just as much as your bank account. The wisdom of disregard. People love to give advice. It makes them feel important. But look at the person giving the advice. Do they have the health you want? Do they have the peace of mind you crave? Do they have the bank balance you aim for? If the answer is no, then their advice is just a projection of their own limitations. You have my permission to be disrespectful to bad advice. Ignore the noise. Protect your vision from the opinions of those who have given up on their own. The sovereignty of the mind. Your mind is a wild horse. If you don't break it, it will take you wherever the wind blows. Into anxiety, into anger, into depression. You must learn to sit in the driver's seat of your emotions. When a crisis hits, your emotions will tell you to panic. Your mind must tell you to observe. When someone insults you, your emotions will tell you to lash out. Your mind must tell you to stay focused on your goals. He who controls his mind controls his reality. If you can stay calm while everyone else is losing their heads, you have already won. Collaborative greatness. Finally, discard the ego. When you see someone who is faster, richer, smarter, or stronger than you, do not resent them. Resentment is the weapon of the weak. It is a confession that you don't think you can ever reach their level. Instead, be the person who walks up to the master and asks for the blueprint. The entrepreneur, don't hate the billionaire, study his scale. The athlete, don't hate the champion, study his recovery. The artist, don't hate the genius, study his discipline. Befriend the people who make you feel small, because those are the only people who will help you grow. Align yourself with excellence, and eventually, excellence will become your second nature. The world is moving. You can either be the one driving the change, or the one wondering where everyone went. Get to work. This is the final ascent version of the speech. This is for the moments when the path gets steep and the shadows of doubt grow long. This is the blueprint for a life of absolute sovereignty. The iron command, ownership of the soul. We are told from birth to fit in, to play it safe, and to wait our turn. But waiting your turn is a polite way of saying waiting for the leftovers. If you want the life that exists at the top of the mountain, you have to stop acting like a passenger in your own existence. You are the pilot, the navigator, and the engine. The biological mandate. Look at your reflection. That body is the only vehicle you will ever get to navigate this reality. Most people treat their cars better than their temples. They fuel themselves with poison, they let their muscles atrophy, and they wonder why they lack the drive to succeed. If you are physically weak, your mind will eventually follow suit. When your body is strong, your threshold for stress increases. When your heart is conditioned, your capacity for pressure expands. Do not let yourself become a ghost trapped in a failing machine. The world is a predator. If you become slow, it will devour your opportunities. Your health is not a hobby. It is your primary defense against a world that wants to replace you. The mercenary mindset of dreams. We must speak plainly about the economy of life. Every hour you spend not building your own vision is an hour you are donating to someone else's legacy. There is a quiet, polite war happening every day, a war for your attention and your labor. If you do not define your dream life down to the very scent of the air and the color of the walls, you will be sucked into the vacuum of someone else's ambition. Being hired isn't a sin, but being content with just being a gear in someone else's machine is a tragedy. Use every job, every boss, and every paycheck as a school. Take their money, learn their systems, and then use those resources to buy your own freedom. Be a mercenary for your own future. The sanctity of the shadow. The greatest moves in history were made in total silence. There is a spiritual leak that happens when you brag about your progress. Every time you tell someone, "I'm starting a business," or "I'm losing weight," you are seeking the social credit of the achievement without doing the work. Kill the need for applause. Build your empire in the dark. Let your neighbors wonder how you bought the house. Let your friends wonder how you got in shape. There is a deep, primal satisfaction in being, quote, 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 quote. Let them think you are doing nothing while you are actually doing everything. The loudest person in the room is the one with the most to prove. The quietest person is the one with the most to lose. The alchemist of time. Time is the only currency that cannot be printed. If you lost money today, you can earn it back tomorrow. If you lost a year to laziness or a bad relationship, that year is burned and gone. But do not sit in the ashes. Become an alchemist. Take that wasted time and extract the gold from it. What did the failure teach you about your character? What did the heartbreak teach you about your boundaries? If you learn from the fire, you didn't just get burned, you were forged. Stop apologizing for your past and start using it as the foundation for a skyscraper. The invisible man strategy. No one cares about you. Say it until it sounds like a song. When you walk into a room and feel self-conscious, remember, they aren't looking at you. They are looking at their own reflections in the windows. This is your superpower. Since no one is truly watching, you are free to be obsessed. You are free to fail 1,000 times. You are free to wake up at 4 a.m. and work until your hands ache. You don't need a fan club to be great. You need a mirror and a relentless desire to see a better person looking back at you tomorrow than you saw today. The world cares about results, not your journey. Focus on the results. The filter of the wise. Advice is often just the funeral speech of someone else's failed dreams. When people tell you it's too risky, what they are really saying is, "I was too afraid to try it." When they say you're changing, they mean, "You're making me uncomfortable with my own lack of progress." Ignore the advice of the stagnant. Seek the counsel of the scarred. Only listen to those who have skin in the game. If they haven't bled for their goals, they have nothing to teach you about yours. Your life is a private gallery. Don't let people with bad taste curate the art. The throne of the mind. Your emotions are like the weather. They change, they pass, and they are often unreliable. Your mind, however, is the climate. You can decide to be an Arctic tundra of discipline or a tropical jungle of chaos. When your emotions say, "I'm tired," your mind must say, "I'm not finished." When your emotions say, "This is unfair," your mind must say, "This is an opportunity." If you allow your feelings to dictate your actions, you are a slave. If you allow your logic to dictate your actions, you are a king. Master the internal dialogue, and the external world will bow. The brotherhood of excellence. Finally, look at those who are ahead of you. The natural human instinct is envy, to want to pull them down so you feel taller. Resist this at all costs. Envy is the poison you drink while hoping the other person dies. If someone is better than you, they are a walking textbook. They are proof that it can be done. Example: if someone has a better body, don't say, "They must have good genetics." Ask them for their training split. Example: if someone is a better public speaker, don't call them lucky. Analyze their pauses and their tone. Befriend those who challenge your ego. Surround yourself with people who make you feel like you haven't done enough yet. To be the best, you must first be humble enough to learn from the best. The world will not stop for you. It will not mourn you if you fail, but it will remember you if you win. Get up. Get silent. Get to work. The world is indifferent to your struggle. but it is deeply moved by your results. You have been given the blueprint. You know that your health is your foundation, your silence is your power, and your mind is your commander. You know that if you do not build your own kingdom, you will spend your life as a servant in another man's court. The question is no longer, can you do it? The question is, will you do it? Will you be the one who looks back 10 years from now with the satisfaction of a warrior who conquered his own weaknesses? Or will you be the one looking back with the crushing weight of what if? The world will move forward with or without you. Choose to be the one leading the charge. Choose to be the architect. Choose to be the master. Stop talking. Stop wishing. Start becoming. If these words sparked a fire in you, and you are ready to take command of your life, let us know by hitting that like button. If you want to join a community of people who refuse to be average, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a dose of reality. Go out there and build the life you were meant to live.